just how we roll.
So January this year was when I was preparing to do like my final project in school.
That topic. When did you choose that topic? No, I gave you the topic, sir. Okay.
It was chaotic, it was stressful. I really think that I got help from God and from the people I least expected, and I guess that was God doing his work. So January was kind of chaotic, but I went through January. It was awesome. One of the highlights of January was that my final result in school came out, and I was ready for mobilization. The National Youth Service Corps thing that we all do when we graduate from school. Happiness is not in a location. Happiness is not anywhere. Happiness is not in Dubai. Happiness is not in Paris. Happiness is not in England. Happiness is basically just where you are supposed to be part time. Biblically, I will say that happiness is where God wants you to be. I will always fantasize about how my room is supposed to be for me to be happy. I would fantasize about how much I'm supposed to have in my bank account before I'll be excited. The needs of men are actually very unsatiable. I started to travel to the places that I really wanted, that I've always fantasized to go to, and I would decorate my room exactly the way that I've always fantasized it to be. Yet I wasn't really happy. Yes, I've done it, so what next? I'm looking for what next. So life is all about what next. Once you achieve what you've always wanted to achieve, you're looking forward to what next. You're looking forward to, and that actually makes humans very, very unsatisfied, because life is all about what next. What is next? I'm married, so what is next? I don't finish school, what is next? Do you understand? I don't born children. I've given birth to these kids. What next? So this brings me to the point where I would say that purpose is really very important.
Why are you here? There is a purpose. If you are now born again, your soul belongs to Jesus. Just come home. He has gone to be with the Lord. You are God's strategy to fill the earth. Ministry work cannot only be Sunday. Real ministry work is Monday to Saturday in the marketplace. And what is the marketplace? The banks, the government houses, the homes, housewives and house husbands, entertainment, media. That is the marketplace. That's why God said, make disciples of me.
Yeah. So you cannot handle abuse. Abuse is just there. Once you don't know what you are doing, you really will just be abusing opportunities. Opportunities will come, you won't even recognize them. So just come and go like that. So purpose is really very important. So when God brought me to that point in my life where I now started to understand that it is purpose first that brings contentment, it is purpose first that makes me happier. I mean, if God tells me what to do and I'm doing that thing that I'm supposed to do, it brings contentment and it brings happiness.
If your business is not built for God, you have not started. Peter allowed Jesus to enter his boat. If God cannot enter your boat where you have been sent, your job, your work, your talent, you've not started.
Instead of just living your life randomly and you're like, what next? Hey, I don't do this home, what next? I've given birth to these children, what next? I mean, there are wealthy people that are not happy with what their lives turned out to be. I mean, they've always fantasized where they are right now, but now that they are where they are, now that they are where they've always fantasized to be, are they really happy? Are you happy?
I have come to realize that people just want to see result of what you're doing. And so if they don't see this result, they're literally just going to capitalize what you're doing as complete nonsense.
One of the reasons why I think that people always try to please other people and not think about what they are supposed to do, and they just want to do what other people want them to do, is the fact that they must have lost themselves, or they do not really know who they are, or I can say inferiority complex. I mean, if you're always checking and thinking of what other people think about you, I think that is where you begin to like do things that please people, or you get sad when somebody says something awful about you. There are people who really do not care. 2023 was good, I can say. Just like our pastors always prophesy into our life at the end of every year, that the other year is going to always be better than the previous year. I always do believe in this thing, guys. Forget to people are wicked. The fact that you don't always look for trouble doesn't mean that the enemy will not come after you, but it's still always wise to be prayerful, and be prayerful, and always like be careful what you do and how you do what you do. You really never can tell the things that you can do, not until you start doing something. I mean, if you can't just become a doctor in a day. You have to start by writing JAMB. If you're in Nigeria, you have to start by going to school. You have to start by spending a year in school, spending 2 years in school, 3 years in school, and even like 5 years, 7 years in school. You never can tell what you can do until you start. 2023 helped me or taught me how to forgive. I forgive a lot of people.
The mandate of God is incomplete if we only stop at salvation. It is salvation and kingdom. If God's intention was only for salvation and to reunite man to God, then that means that once you become born again, then come home. No need to be here. No need to be on earth.